right, so back to this. Hold on a second. Just need to check something real quick. Uh, yes, this isn't even on the computer. This is something that's entirely unrelated, but all right. Yeah, just ignore me for a sec. Yeah. No, everything's good again. It's just more yeah, I have another device that I was for whatever reason, battery life just not great, like plummeted, just absolutely dissipated. So I need to make sure it's actually charging. Uh yeah, and this is completely unrelated. So just I guess besides that out of the way right now, it's actually good. So don't need to worry about that. Just pretend that never happened, right? Never existed. So yes, but yeah, besides that, technical admin issues out of the way. So back to this. Is there sound? Yeah, I forgot. We don't get into it. I actually click it, but yeah. Besides that, yeah, I guess we're on to the last two. I guess the previous one, the fourth one, did confirm that yeah, it's still going in chronological timeline order. So it's definitely neat. Definitely again, I think that's honestly kind of good. Again, right? It matters more for the first three since they were mainly focused on the formation creation of the club as opposed to these where that's already the case. But that's also something to where it's like yeah, it's still good to get these side stories though, and these character interactions especially because that seems to be the main purpose. It's more so like when you take a step back, you can kind of see how like they relate chronologically or like in a timeline order. But yeah, and especially this last one that I'm interested to see. Right, this is probably the one besides Sayori and Monica. Right, is the one I'm most interested in see. So can't wait for that one. But yeah, still this one's gonna be interesting still too. Like all of them were like, because again, this is the main thing being this is what we missed from the main story since we were locked in the POV of the MC. Also, oh, I see. So if you open that, it shows up on the bottom. I was confused. I'm like, how do you? But yeah, that makes sense. But again, besides that, right? Also, one thing to note. So this is the second recording of the day that's going to get uploaded. The thing being, what's it called? Tomorrow, obviously, we have only one left. And again, this is the one I kind of been looking forward to. So this is the one I'll do. But I probably won't do another one for that day because actually, coincidentally enough, I have an exam tomorrow as well. That's what the device was in preparation for. So that's something to where it's like, yeah, ultimately, yeah, I'll probably just be this. And then, yeah, I'll probably just the next day, I'll probably start Encore unless there's anything special, right? So, like, after I complete this, I assume there will be some special stuff I'll look at, but that's for when the time comes, right? I assume we'll get the last of the pictures needed, right? We'll get the last of whatever mail we're supposed to get. But yeah, again, right? That's something where, yeah, we'll see when the time comes. But for now, let's just start this one, right? No crashes, so I'm just hoping it doesn't happen now. Oh, okay, what's going on? Why are we immediately starting with this dialogue? No. Okay, just checking. It's hard to tell since you always look so into it when you read. It makes me scared to interrupt. But what are you interrupting with? Did you literally just walk up to her and ask if you're bothering her? It depend if it'd be different if you ask her like if you're legit asking her to do something. But if it was literally just for that, then it's like okay, yeah, it's kind of annoying. But well, it's within my expectations to be interrupted when I read here. It's mainly when I'm by myself that I don't like it. I mean, yeah, because she's here obviously to catch up on reading, but she's also here for the club, right? That's kind of the whole point, right? So that makes sense. I guess if you're here in the first place and you're more ready to socialize, even if it takes a little bit of prodding, yeah, that's it's something to where it's like that's to be expected with the club. It's not so bad to be social if I let others do the work. So it can be healthy to put myself in a social environment every now and then. And again, it's baby steps, right? It's most difficult when I don't know anyone. When there are too many people, everyone's being too silly for me to keep up with. Your glance across here and see Orinoski. It's like glares. It's like, what are they doing? That's the big question. What are these two fucking goofballs doing? Sayori's her head cocked back and her mouth open, trying to catch pieces of a cookie that Natsuki's lobbing in the air, but the pieces keep bouncing off her face, hitting the floor. I don't know what I expected, being entirely honest, but maybe I should say something. No need. They just ran out of cookie. What a waste. They really become good friends, though, haven't they? I'm happy. Sayori seems particularly good at making that happen. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, since they overcame whatever issues they've had, and it'll be interesting to see. This seems to obviously it's taking place after the previous one, after they settled their, I guess, issues. But now, yeah, it's kind of interesting to see this happen. I guess so. But the two of them are both on the energetic side, so I suppose it works out well. Yeah, come to think of it, you and I haven't had any hadn't had many chances to talk one on one, haven't you? I mean, she's been listening to you. Like this was the whole. This is how we established you as a good listener, seeing Monica vent to her. So I mean, this isn't entirely true, but it also, I guess, for the sake of this, what's it called? uh Character interaction, we need to make it happen. Though that may be partially my fault since I'm supposed to be the one engaging club members. That's true. Not at all. I mean, it's something where it's like it's not expected. It's not like she's disappointed, like you haven't been interacting with her. So if that was the case, it'd be more of an issue, but it's not. So if I formed a habit of drawing minimal attention to myself, the responsibility is equally on me, at least to display some openness to engage. What about during times like lunch? Do you meet up with, listen, now Monica, okay, now this is on Monica for going down the wrong path. Because here's the thing, like you need to know, and I talked about this earlier, you need to know like the people you're dealing with. Like and I talked about like Monica and Yuri similar in this retrospect, where Yuri, all she really has is a literature. She doesn't really do anything outside of that. And then Monica, all she has is like basically maintain her appearance, her image, right? Outside of that, she doesn't really do anything. So it's like everything goes towards that. So she knows, as someone in the same boat who probably could, because I talked about how me, like I have, like whenever I like have a ton of work or like tasks, like I view it like as tasks, like really, not like Among Us, but just like fucking like things that I need to do. That's kind of how the outlook I have when it comes to like work and stuff like that. So that's something to where it's like when I get busy, like that's something where that's what I focus on. And outside of like obviously I still have breaks because that's you just need breaks, right? But outside of that, I pretty much just chill. Like whenever I'm relaxing or taking a break, I'll just chill. So if I'm like in a period, and it could be like weeks to like months, where that's the case, that's what I'm going through. And that's the way people ask me why I do it. It's like, that's a very good question. Not much, because this is what I'm focused on. It's a similar deal here. And Monica should know that, someone who's doesn't really do anything outside maintain her image or appearance, right? And we know that through, not only this, but also again, Longer Roads, because it did such a good job, right? And then, but she should know, especially coming from that kind of perspective or world, right? That Yuri's in a similar boat with her literature, where like asking a question like this, it's like, come on. Not only do you already know the answer, but you're also making them feel bad about themselves, right? It's like that. Like she should know not to go down this path, not to probe these kinds of questions. So this is what'll start to, again, now she's starting to like go like make the wrong decisions, because before it doesn't fucking matter, right? But now this is like, okay, see, I just read. Oh, it's like why are you surprised? Like this is the thing. Like if our Monica situation, like first never fucking ask questions like these, right? Because if you already know the answer, you suspect, right? Like it's better not to ask questions, right? Or that's something where, if anything, rather than just be confrontational, be like, oh, I have lunch the same period, right? You want to like spend time, like come hang out with me, like do something, like be the one offering that initiative. Don't be like degrading regarding it, because even if it may not appear, it still makes them, it still at least make Yuri feel bad about themselves, especially she should know coming from that kind of world. So yeah, but again, it's like she really, I'm not sure why she's surprised about this, but I like it that way. It feels nice to be carried off again after a morning of classes. That's true. Again, like I brought up how I had like, again, it's nice because it actually also is like a break during the day. You don't want to be like stressing or exerting yourself during that. Do you always read fantasy? Not always. I suppose it's all I've read recently, but only because I'm in the middle of this series. There are still 2 more books. Jesus fucking Christ. I guess those long books suit you well since you spend so much time reading. It's like I can barely read. Fantasy may be my favorite, but after that, I'm more or less indiscriminate to genres. I read anything with depth and maturity. Oh yeah? Even like romance? Monica freaks out. And we know the fucking true out. She brought her own romance book. So, well, there are a ton of books that have elements of romance in them, but that's not the primary focus. Come on, Yuri, you know what I mean. Monica lowers her voice. It's a guilty pleasure of mine, so I won't tell anyone if you do it too. So everyone's fucking doing it now. Natsuki has it. She got Sayori on it. Now I'm fucking both Monica and Yuri do that. So it's literally like the same type. It's literally all fucking romance. That's what this is telling me. It's all romance. It's all just different types of genres they're reading. So with manga and or fucking Jesus Christ, with manga, oh my god. With Natsuki and Sayori, it's the fucking manga. With Yuri and Monica, it's whatever crap they're reading, right? So maybe more when I was in middle school. Man, damn, I could barely fucking read in middle school. I mean, I was really lonely and people were mean to me a lot. So it just kind of felt like, please don't make me think about the past. It's like, yeah, like this, don't probe down this. Hey, sorry, I just got super curious. We should totally pick out romance novel to read. That'd be so much fun. Damn, it's like I don't know, fucking absolutely not. Really, even if it was just between us. Try asking someone who has no shame like Natsuki. Damn, why is this? I can't wait to see fucking the Yuri and Natsuki one. That's gonna be great. But ouch. Oh, sorry, I swear I didn't mean like that. Well, I guess it's my fault for pressuring you. I'm sorry. I'm like that for things in my past too, things I feel too embarrassed to re-experience. And then yeah, that's how I was fucking saying. She was like probing. Like obviously, like, here's the thing. It doesn't like it how she even started the conversation asking if like if she was like bothering or like annoying Yuri. Like it's your fucking club. Like it's a club. She like Yuri is a point, right? It's like it's not that big of a deal. And then she started asking fucking questions like, oh, what do you do during lunch? Oh, you read like, okay, that's like now you're actually probing, being like annoying, bothering her. But to be fair, she has a point here too, right? Because it's something where like I have some moments like that, but it's like it's not even like fucking, it's like individual events, right? Where it's like where I just like completely fuck up in this. Like it's not like something where like if this was the case where like, oh, if Yuri was embarrassed about reading a series, it's not like, for me, it's not like a time, for me, it's not like a fucking long like term event, right? For me, like all my embarrassing shit's like short term. It's just like where I fuck up in the moment and do something absolutely dumb and stupid, right? It's not like these, it's not like long term, right? Or it's not like for a prolonged period of time. It's literally just that. Like more so stuff I regret in terms of like either doing or not doing would be long term, but in terms of like embarrassing, right? Or like not wanting to re-experience like that, it all be short-term crap. Something with growing out things happens to everyone. For instance, Natsuki's interest in manga reminds me quite a bit of how intense I used to be at my own interest. Like, and then how intense cutting, I don't know, it makes you think she'll like you grow out of it too. I mean, I doubt that would be the case. It may, the fucking MC fucking maybe he gets her in the anime, so she doesn't even fucking read anymore. It's just all watching. But you need to know, like, okay, when someone reaches their final like fucking state, right? Like that's not gonna be the case. And also I wonder what interest Yuri's talking about. Maybe the fucking what would you call it? Romance, right? Yeah, maybe she was referring to the fucking romance. Also, not Natsuki's in the conversation now. Maybe the fucking romance, but like I brought up kind of just because I wanted to bring it up. But yeah, that's something where it's like fucking obviously it's not she was, it was just again something that threw out just as like comment. That's, but again, she was more so referring to the romance. But again, that's something where yeah, she grew out of it, but you need to know like that's not going to be the case here. Like you need to know when someone's reached their like final like sort of, I guess equilibrium is the way to put it, where they kind of settled on what they like, what they want to do. So that's the case with Natsuki and manga, and with Yuri and like fantasy. Like neither of them are gonna like deviate from that at this point. Oh no, we were just talking about how our interests have changed over the years. Like yes, we were exactly we were talking about you. Like we were talking about you. We're talking about how terrible person you were. When did you get into manga, Natsuki? Like a couple years ago, I guess. Which I don't know, fucking and we know again because I think which mod does a really good job of this. I think actually True Route does in terms of like I think True Route actually went into like Natsuki's story in her manga or it was either True, I think it may have actually been another moment. Yeah, I think it was actually another moment with you where I was like the manga was the one her mother got her, right? Before she passed, and that's why she got it. So ultimately, this is something like she says this, but it's also something like it probably has more meaning than just her willy-nilly getting into it, right? It was the same thing with cooking baking. Or I think that was more so for True Out, but I think the manga specific one was another moment with you. I think for True Out, that was more so the cooking baking aspect because she needed to do that for father, or no, that was another moment with you still too. I don't know. But yeah, I think another moment with you had the manga specific one, this specific example where it's that was she got her into that before again her passing. So I sort of into that before that, but it wasn't really going hard until then. It was like to where it just developed over time. Oh yeah, what was it that inspired you to get more into it? I don't know. I guess let me think. It was after I discovered a series that I really liked. So it's like you discover it, and then like besides the series, it kind of like branches off your own general interests. So I was just like really fed up with a lot of things. I got super into this one series that I really related to. I guess I had an edgy phase when I just hate everyone around me. I wanted to be by myself. Aha. And then damn, this kind of cuts close to home for Yuri, right? Like like they're both like it's weird. They both kind of oddly enough like view the other as like a representation of like I don't want to say representation of their pass out, but something they grew out of, right? Like Yuri views the whole manga like cutesy act, right, as something she grew like that with her romance that she grew past. And then this is Natsuki direct, like this is clearly like well, even if it's not in direct reference, you can at least draw some parallels between this and Yuri. That's something where she fucking like grew out of, right? So it's very odd between these two. It's the direct personality conflict between not only who they are but what they were. Hey, kind of. Wait, I was like, wait, hold on. Okay, now Monica's fucking up here. She's really fucking up here. Like, here's the thing. You wouldn't say that. Like, okay, I don't know what she's trying. Like, okay, here's the thing. She fucked up here. You wouldn't say that even as a joke, right? Okay, well, maybe if you knew the person you were joking about really well, like if it was like a fucking friend and like you guys were both fucking, like if it legit happened, or like regardless of not, right? If you were joking about and they were like kind of at peace, or like they were what would you call it? They were satisfied, or like fucking what's it called? I don't know. They were, I guess, just well, not, what's the term? Not consistent, but it's a con word, I think. If they were, I don't know, but if they were kind of like, if regardless of whether it happened or not, like if they were kind of like, I guess, like I don't know, like because if it happened, if they were kind of at peace with it, if they acknowledged it, if they're at peace with it, right, that phase of themselves, that they moved onwards, right, they kind of accepted that. Then like you get, but even if they weren't, right, so long as they're like fucking what's it called, cool with it, I guess that's not the CO word, but again, if you know that person, right, if you know who you're dealing with, you know they'll be cool with like a joke like that, or they'll like find it funny, then obviously you can. But here's the thing, that's not Yuri though. That's why I was like, because again, I was saying it in relation to Yuri as if like, okay, yeah, you can draw some parallels, but like fucking Monica just straight up stating that, it's like, damn, like she's really fucking up here between like probing into Yuri and now saying this. Like this isn't something you would say. Like this isn't something you would joke about unless you really knew the person, right? But this is like, I don't know what she's trying to do here, what she's trying to gain. This is like actually straight up like damn, I don't know why you would do this. Like you wouldn't do that unless you knew the person well. Haha, sorry. That's completely wrong. So still cool. You both really found your thing. They're almost like opposites, but it sounds like they help you a lot through hard times. You know it. Wow, what the heck? Is that book even bigger than the last one you're reading? Bitch, I don't know. Fucking what's the page count? It's technically slightly longer, but not by very much. How high do you think it'd go if you stacked up the whole series? Bitch, through the fucking roof. Natsuki estimates by holding her hand high above her head, sizing up an imaginary stack. I should get one of those mangas that's like 50 volumes long, so I can say I've read more than you. So it's literally like fucking, what's it called? Like fucking One Piece. It is like actually fucking One Piece. Like just get one of those never-ending series, right? By the time they fucking find it, we'll all be dead. Or it's like it's the friends we made along the way, or some shit like that. Not that I am mind for that broke ass place that would hardly count when books only a few. Damn, what this is like. Here's the thing. Okay, I hate to say it, but I need to blame Monica for this one, right? Because here's the thing, between probing into Yuri earlier and then saying this, like you really like legit, because oftentimes I blame the other people. I'm like, Natsuki really brings it upon herself. Yuri, she just can't like kind of break out of her shell or comfort zone, right? Like, so a lot of times it's on the characters, but this is something where it's like as I was talking about Natsuki, like not just like you wouldn't completely ignore something like that. You wouldn't like respond to every single fucking thing. You'd go somewhere in the middle, right? And like most of the times, like even if they're calling you like loser and crap, not much less cute. Like that's something like it's mostly like poking fun. They're not being like fucking serious there. It's like, and even if they were, it's something where you're still just like, it's like passive acceptance. Like show you just don't care really. Like, because if you flat out ignore it, you're showing you care. Right. But if you just kind of go along with it, right, you show you don't care. And that's like, oh, it doesn't fucking matter. Right. But this is like, you wouldn't say this unless it was someone that you knew, right? And I guess, again, regardless of whether or not it's actually the truth, again, you would only say this unless it's someone you really knew and that you know that they would be cool with that they would find that funny, not fucking Yuri. So besides the probing this, I kind of have to blame Monica for this situation, right? Because obviously we're going to see a fucking argument here. Again, this comes from just their personality conflicts. So we're going to see a fucking argument here, right? And this all is resulting from Monica like saying weird crap with like the probing and then that insult. But I know, I was just joking. I can never actually read books like yours. Too boring for me. It's like I can barely fucking read in college. Yours shoots a glare, Natsuki. It's not boring. We're really having a fucking argument here. The pre-argument, chill. I said for me, not for you. It's like, again, like now like it's tense, right? The air is tense, right? And this is all brought on by this like stupid like probing crap and like the fucking, because the issue is Monica put Yuri in a state to where like she was tense, like ultimately similar to how I would say Natsuki normally is with just anyone saying anything to her. But you put Yuri in that state, and now she's like fucking firing back at Natsuki, right? So that's now she's like responding to Natsuki. She feels she's like attacked by her or something. So that's something where like I really have to blame Monica for this situation. But that's something where it's like yeah, that's why you don't fucking do that shit, right? Like, and now because now this is like, again, the air is tense. Like, even if assuming it stops here, the air is still going to be tense, right? Like, but this could evolve into an argument, like exactly how it went in Act 1. But can I have my own opinion? I just think it's too convoluted. I mean, it's the same deal with the opinion Yuri has about like manga, right? It's the same thing. It's just, again, personality conflict, right? Personalities just clashing, right? That they don't overlap. They don't, what would you call it? Yeah, they don't fuck, geez, what's the term? They don't, I don't know. Yeah, they just don't coincide, right? Personality conflict, basically, just natural conflict, right? Because they don't really coincide. They don't fucking overlap. So, see where are those from the? Well, what a perfect fucking time to stop the argument, right? I guess because I was wondering, I'm like, are we really gonna have like an Act 1-esque argument, like just right now in the middle of this fucking side story? Because Monica is like fucking probing and like saying like weird crap to Yuri, like straight up insulting her, making Yuri tense, and then so that she was responding to Natsuki in the way that she did. And again, basically, like it's almost like the inverse of the actual Act 1 argument, where Natsuki fucking like just, I don't know, was fucking baiting. But it's something where like they were straight up like legit about to have an argument, and then but this is actually a fucking perfect opportunity to take away from that, to distract from that, right? And again, that's also something where, yeah, again, it was just due to their, again, personality difference, like they're, again, just natural differences, right? They're like natural, like, again, their attitudes, right? Their personalities, well, not their attitudes, that's more so with the club itself, but again, their personalities, natural differences, they clash, right? Again, they don't coincide with each other. They don't overlap. So there's no room for overlap, so to speak. Gross. I'm like, that's why I was like, perfect fucking timing on Sayori's part. Wash your hands before touching any of my books. She just fucking smears all of your manga, but my hands aren't dirty. Just do it. The oils are there, even if you can't see them. They're natural skin oils. You're not gonna fucking get rid of them. Fine. Sayori trots out the door. Natsuki follows. You look a little upset. What kind of nerve does she have to call my eye born? And again, because I entirely blame Monica for this situation. Like, I hate to say it, because she's my favorite. But again, I entirely blame her for fucking like probing and then saying that to Yuri. It's like, you wouldn't do that. Like, you would always say that to someone you like knew really well, and they wouldn't like really care. Like, they'd find it to be cool or funny. Well, she did correct herself. Hardly. She was so condescending. I don't mind if she thinks it's not for her. I understand that it's not for everyone. It's true. It's for Yuri. But she knows how much these mean to me. So how about just leaving me alone instead of needlessly telling me the things you hate about it? I was like, why is the music going away? It's just becoming softer. Sorry, Yuri, you may be right. This won't be the last time people have strong feelings about what they like and don't like. Because that's just, again, their personalities, right? It's personality clash. Again, that's the deal, right? Natural tendencies, natural fucking opposition, right? They just, again, they clash, right? So that's something where it's like, yeah, that's just going to inevitably be like a result or a byproduct from that, right? That's inevitably going to follow. So, especially in literature clubs. So I should figure out how to mediate discussions, keep them positive and constructive. Good. Because again, I'm going to say I entirely blame this on Monica for fucking making it tense to begin with, right? For the record, I've always been impressed by the level of creativity in your books. And you're also your ability to get through them so quickly. It's like, bitch, I can barely read. Thank you. Oh, okay. Well, this is something that you all have to think about and revisit. I'm sure I can help Natsuki find some common ground. And again, it's about that common ground. It's about that compromise. And again, this also is kind of goes with Sayori's idealism, right? You can't make everyone happy. And this also goes with Monika's idealism for the club. Again, like your vision for the club and theirs are different. But for all of these, right, you can compromise. You can find common ground. That's just simply the best you can do. So it's something with even there, though there's a natural clashing between their personalities, right? There's like, again, even if that's the case, right? you can still find some common grounds, or at the very least compromise. Common grounds is necessary. I'm supposed to be respected. Then that, either way, I'll do my best. I'm skeptical when it comes to Natsuki. I trust you, Monica, but I'm skeptical. And again, we're saving the best one for last. Is this really the end? Okay, no, it's not. Okay, everyone, back to this. We have a special club meeting today. As you know, Literature Club is a place where you can get to share things that we're really passionate about. That also means we should be mindful of how we respond to each other's feelings. Okay, but here's the thing. Okay, Monica's still fucking up. She's still fucking up even now, right? You wouldn't outright say this because now both Yuri and Natsuki know it's about their fucking conversation yesterday. That's not something where you outright be like, oh, we need to all be respectful of each other. Because then you're knowing what that's in response to, right? What that's following from. Like now both Yuri and Natsuki, well, obviously Yuri know, but now Natsuki knows that, oh, it's about their fucking conversation yesterday. Instead, like organizing our club event, right? Where you're sharing, like, again, their interests. That'd be the best thing she could do. Be like, oh, we need to take a day to, right? We need to take a day to learn more. I feel like we need to learn more about each other, right? It's been sufficient time since the first session. We can do that to where it's like fucking oh, let's Yuri, like for example, Yuri, you can go first. Let's all read some of your book, right? And then again, do the same thing. Like that's the best thing you can do, just sharing interests as opposed to having whatever conversation, which just confirms again what it's in what it's following or what it's a result of what's following from. So, or what's in response to. I think we have a chance to learn differences and a positive energy for each other. Aren't you being a little dramatic about this? See, she's already picking up again. That's why I was saying, like, you wouldn't do this, right? Like, Monica's still fucking up even now. This is important to me. Well, sorry, I just feel like I'm being accused of something again because we know what this is. She even, like, she knows, right? I said Natsuki's arguably one of the smartest ones. Like, she knows what this is in response to, right? Again, she knows it's about yesterday. So that's something where Monica's fucking up here by saying this or by leaning off with this. Just do more fucking club activities like you did earlier, where you spend time reading each other's books or something. No, I'm not accusing anyone of anything. I'm sorry if I came off that way. Our conversation yesterday made me reflect on the power of language. And I thought it'd be a good topic for Literature Club, don't you think? Oh, so she's just saying it straight up. It'd be different if she was trying to hide it versus saying it straight up. But I guess the question is then fucking what would you call it? I guess I don't know. Like, is everyone here? I'm sure we're going to have differences in opinion on. So I need to make sure we're prepared to keep positive atmosphere for the club. Because to be fair, Yuri was coming off that way too by saying like, oh, you don't fucking read, right? Like fucking, oh, your shit has like no words or it's boring, right? Something like that. So it was both ways around. But again, Monica was kind of the root cause of that one in terms of the fucking again, in terms of her really probing and then saying that to Yuri, like you wouldn't even say that. And now we're having this conversation as a result. So if you say so, sure. The cool thing about language is that it gives a lot of different ways to express the same idea or emotion. We have a lot of control over how you want the other person to feel when receiving our thought. This goes for poetry, narratives, casual conversation, basically anything. For example, Sarah, what's your favorite food? I guarantee you, stupidest fucking answer. Or actually, no, let's try and actually predict it. Well, food, like you wouldn't, like desserts don't really count, right? Because if you would, it's like if you ask someone their favorite food versus their favorite dessert, right? So desserts wouldn't count. For food, and then obviously again, fucking like, yeah, favorite desserts, like favorite drink, it's kind of like that, right? It's a different category. So it wouldn't be a dessert. Favorite food. I could see her saying something like pastries though. Like I could. Like just like that, right? I could see her saying something like that. Something like fucking again, because or like honestly, like it's not like fucking favorite meal, so you wouldn't say breakfast. Like, but I could say Yuri's a big I could see her being she's a big breakfast person, right? I'm also a big breakfast person. But yeah, I think I could see her saying something like pastries or something like that. I don't know. Natsuki, well, she any fucking food she can get, right? Yuri, like I don't even fucking know. Like I could see her being more of like I don't know. What am I even saying? I'm just wasting time. I have them organize my categories. Should I start snacks or you mean full meals? Should I include breakfast? That's what I was saying. Like you need to be more specific regarding this, right? Because again, snack and I made the argument regarding dessert, but she has these points here. So oh geez. Okay, how about your favorite fruit? Fucking apples. I don't know. That's easy. Cherries. Pff, completely fucking wrong. Really? I always thought cherries tasted. Damn, why are we fucking like? What is Monica trying to accomplish here with this? Like, I'm really starting to question it, right? What? Cherries are delicious. Like, just remove the pits. Don't fucking choke on them. Well, that's a pretty strong reaction. Well, I just don't understand how somebody could think cherries are nasty. I mean, I'll say for me, the biggest thing, I'm not a fan of cheese. Like, I actually really hate cheese. Like, excluding, like, okay, like, cheese is a supplement, like, cheese on, like, pizza or, like, fucking, like, what would you call it? Like, well, pizza would be the main one, but, like, fucking, like, even, like, cheeseburgers, right? It's something to where it's like, okay, right? Like for me, like I can have it as like supplementary, even a little bit of cheese on like pasta or something, right? Not a fuck ton, but it's like I'm not like even not even really that, right? For me, the main thing it'd be on would be pizza. But like I'm not even really cheeseburgers. I'm not a big cheeseburger guy, much less fucking like yeah, like pasta or fucking like again, right? I'm just giving off examples, right? But again, for me, the main thing I'd only really eat on is pizza. But like beyond that, it's like I'm just really not that big of a fan of cheese, right? It's like again, I don't really fucking I guess cheese like it's different from supplementary versus garnish. Garnish would be like pasta. Be like I'm getting a completely fucking territory. But again, I'm not a big fan of cheese, but I know people are like fucking huge fans of cheese. So it's like just differences. How does it make you feel? I don't know. Sad, defensive, maybe. Yeah, I got defensive. See, the reason you had such a strong reaction was because I don't like cherries. It's because you felt like your opinion was under attack. And Monica probably doesn't fucking care, right? But that's weird, right? Something like taste is completely subjective. Like she probably doesn't fucking care about cherries, right? But it's just to prove a point. They said something like, I think cherries taste nasty. I'm using objective language. I'm challenging Sayori's reality that cherries are delicious, which is that cherries are nasty. Wait, hold on. How is that objective when you just said it was only your own opinion? It has to do with the way our brains interpret the words. You're talking about the reality of the cherries, not your feelings about them. Like, so for example, like if you say, oh, this sucks, right? Versus I don't like this. It's a different fucking different reaction, right? So like versus if I say like cheese sucks versus I just don't like cheese, right? Different fucking reactions, right? Let's rewind for a second. Pretend I didn't tell you that I think cherries are nasty. Good. So if I instead said like I've tried cherries and they're not for me, it's not the kind of flavor I enjoy. Well, that's fine. As long as you don't call them nasty, it's like, or even if it's like, because that's softening the language. But even if you say like I don't like or I even I hate, like I would say the words like I would use the term hate for that. Like I'd say like I hate cheese, something like that. Like that's different from saying like that shit's nasty, right? Nasty is a nasty word. Okay, so cherries is kind of a weird example, but I think it gets the point across. This time around, instead of talking about the cherries, I just talked about my feelings. So Yuri didn't get defensive. So instead of clashing with each other, it's like we received an invitation to talk about our differences. Yuri, you don't need to take notes. I'm not going fucking hell, Christ. We having a quiz for the next club. I like it. I actually like this. I like how they're interacting with shit that's going on in the background. It's like, so you're in the cookies and you're with the notes. I think it should have done more of that for side stories. I know that. I was just, sorry, I didn't mean to call you out. You can do whatever you'd like. But does anyone have any thoughts so far? Yeah, I just feel like I shouldn't have to put all my language through a filter just to protect someone's feelings. But again, it goes both ways around because we know Natsuki arguably is she's the most responsive, reactive to this, right? She's the one who, like, again, she really brings it upon herself and then reacts to every single fucking thing that's said, right? You don't have to. Choice is yours how you want to come across to our people. What suggesting is tool to help you turn your differences into a positive experience, right? Other than an argument, right, Sayori? Whatever you say, cherry hater. Oh, come on. Sayori, I actually like cherries. I was just saying that to help demonstrate. Because again, like that's actually a big break moment. Monica's actually making up for that. But yeah, it's something where that doesn't matter, right? It's arbitrary. Like it's just solely for the example, solely for the what would you call it? Solely for the lesson, I guess. What the heck? I've been duped. Haha, I'm sorry, Sierra. I'll make it up to you later. How about Cherry Sunday? You're welcome to dupe me anytime, my beloved president, so long as there's reward. Buying your people's loyalty, how deplorable. Damn, literally fucking, it's like, yeah, damn. But she's the VP though. So long as she controls the VP, she controls everything. Oh, like you would turn out free Sunday. I'd fucking take that any day of the week. You were certainly a fan of those cupcakes. And this goes back to this, right? That was, I mean, I was really not keeping track of them. Oh, that's enough. We're getting off topic. So that we have now we have the gist of it. How about we try something more relevant to the club, like manga, right? Let's try to have a productive discussion about our differences in opinion. Damn, literally just like Yuri Natsuki sorted out now. Like, and then there is a point in this because I thought she was just gonna try and make a speech and then be like, fucking, oh right, like we need to be nice to each other, basically, and then move on. But this actually got on her. Like she's actually making up for it. Also the fact that she didn't even fucking again, that's really irrelevant, right? That it was for the sake of the discussion, right? The lesson. So here, do you want to start? Well, I'd rather not. No. How come? Well, because I don't see how anything productive can come from that. Just go and start a fight. No, it'll be fine. That's why I'm here to moderate. You mean mediate? Moderate? Just have a calm, rational discussion. Let's not be like fucking idiots, right? Yeah, give me a little more credit. I'm not shouting. You don't have to coddle my feelings. I always think it's more respectful to just speak your mind. Be like, bitch, you're a fucking retarded. I don't know. Respectable. Your expression changes at that word. As Monica recalls, being respectful is the crux of the matter for Yuri. Well, the point of the exercise isn't exactly like, and this was regarding Natsuki's opinions towards Yuri. But again, it goes both way around, right? That's why we're doing this now. Isn't exactly like, it's fine. I have nothing against anyone personally. You're entitled to enjoy whatever it is you like. I just prefer more depth and nuance to my reading material. Like for stories that are imaginative and sophisticated beyond the surface level. It's like literally the surface of the fucking book because it's a big ass book. Oh, well, that's just misunderstanding then. Thought you were gonna say like mangas for children or something. Like I don't hear enough of that. There's plenty of deep manga. Like bitch, I don't know, fucking One Piece, because of all the fucking volumes, right? Literally. Not clueless about manga. I read my own fair share when I was younger. Damn, so you actually did read it, bitch. Like, I didn't fucking read it all. What, are you serious? How come you never told me? Because I'm past that point in my life, and I'd really prefer not to revisit it. And again, this probably goes to middle school. And it makes sense for anyone else to have, like, sort of, what would you call? Like, what would you call? Past, like, experiences like this, right? Yuri, and that's why she would be so, like, reclusive and, like, what would you call? Reclusive and, sort of like what would you call it? Like internal to herself, right? That would make sense. For more mature things now. Excuse me? Okay, hold on. Can I jump in here? It's like, all right, let's stop. Let's try to keep things subjective. Because you imply manga is immature. You are implying that someone is immature for being into it. Because she was into it. So that kind of implies that. Why are we waiting? Well, maybe it's immature to judge people for having different tastes than you. Natsuki. Nobody's in. So you always step in. And this, okay. Like, here's the thing. This also plays into the manga's idealistic nature. Because this is a really smart idea and it's really good on her. But the issue is you assume like an activity like this would actually resolve like issues, or at the very least, like, because even like resolve them basically like in the moment, right up front. Like it's something that's going to take time to like grow past, and maybe they never really grow past. They're just, again, natural differences, right? Natural tendencies that just like, again, that just the natural clash between their personalities. So it's something where maybe that never really grows out of. And again, this is kind of the issue with that, is that maybe if anything, you're just creating needless problems as a result, right? Read Nasi's manga and Yuri's fancy. I love them both in their own way. Okay, it's great that you like it, but I still find it boring. Boring isn't subjective. Okay, it bores me. That's subjective. It's like, okay, it's retarded. I mean, the thing, this is ridiculous. You see why I don't want to participate in this. And again, this is the issue. It's far too idealistic in terms of, again, right? This implies, right, that ultimately you can really sort this out, like, again, out front, and then just in the moment when you really can't. Again, it's just natural clashes between their personality, right? Like that's just something where it takes time, right? And that's something where it may never truly get solved. Just ultimately, it'll occur naturally, if anything. I knew it was going to make people upset. I'm not upset. Like I said, I don't care what other people think, but I always get the impression that you secretly look down on me. So I'm glad my suspicions were confirmed. But we know it goes both ways too, right? I talked about this, how ultimately they both view themselves, again, besides naturally opposed, right? Again, like sort of a natural clash between their personalities. They both view the other as something they grew out of. And we saw that earlier with Monka's comment about Yuri, or Natsuki's comment about something that I considered a parallel to Yuri, and then Monka directly drawing that parallel, and Yuri making the comments about Natsuki in terms of, and specifically just recently, in terms of her growing out of. So it's something where not only do they view themselves as like opposites, right? Like opposing forces, right? Again, natural clashing between their personality. They also view the other as something they grew out of. So it's almost like a double whammy there. And the issue being like, this isn't something, again, smart of Monica, it really is. But again, it's also idealistic in terms of you can't solve something like this up front, like in the moment. It'll take time, and it may not ever truly get solved. That's not true at all. You're making assumptions. You can't blame me for getting defensive when nobody ever has the least bit of respect for things I'm into. The thing I look down upon is when people make fun of me for just being myself and minding my own business. What have you looked into a mirror? Tell me again my respect after calling all my interests immature. You can't. Please stop. Please. You don't need the things you're saying right now. Let's just be friends. And again, that's Sayuri's idealistic nature and assuming that you can please everyone and everyone can be happy, right? You need to think more about these types of things because it leads to situations like this. I didn't mean for this to happen. Well, it did. So please don't fight yourself. Try and solve our people's problems next time, okay? Okay, now she's, again, because now she's going after Monica. And to be fair, Monica really did bring this upon herself, right? Because first, going back to earlier when she was fucking, probing into Yuri and made that comment about Yuri, she made Yuri tense, which ultimately made her respond and react to Natsuki in the way she did, which nearly started an argument because Natsuki obviously feeds off of that, right? Because again, that's just again because she's insecure in that way, right? That's how she reacts to like response to every little thing. So again, it creates a cycle or spiral. Luckily, Sayori was eating fucking cookies off the ground, so that stops that. But that's something where an activity like this again, right? Like it really is idealistic in nature in terms of again assuming that stuff like this can be solved up front in the moment, right? Like when it really can't. Like if anything, it takes time. It takes again getting to know the interest rather than just fucking talking about it. If anything, have Yuri read a manga, have Natsuki read a fucking book, right? Like that'll be more productive than a conversation like this. Yuri's piercing words in the club room to choke sounds as she gathers her things. She leaves. Damn, that's crazy. Holy crap. I've never heard her sound like that before. She must be so pissed. Yeah, you weren't very nice either. Here's the thing. I gotta blame Monica for this one, right? And this is a result of the perfectionist idealist nature, right? Like that's something to where, like, again, you focus, and I talk about this in longer roads. Like, obviously, you can focus so much on your own image, your own person, like appearance, personality, right? You focus so much on maintaining that ultimately again, it's not really substantive. You don't really like know others. You don't really get to know others. You don't really know who you're dealing with. And especially as a leader, like that's an issue. Like you can be a perfect person, but not be a perfect leader. Like a part of that is not knowing who you're dealing with. And then also, again, just being idealistic, like perfectionist and idealistic in nature, right? Leads to stuff like this. You make assumptions that, oh, it can be solved in the moment, in the meantime, like up front, when in reality it can, and it takes longer if it can even be solved. I was just saying, how this happened. And again, Sayori's idealism in terms of like assuming everyone can be happy, right? And ultimately, everyone can get along. That's just simply not the case. It's my fault. Like you need to make compromises and fucking concessions in terms of this stuff, right? You can't get your way or one way, right? Yuri wasn't wrong. You should have tried to moderate conflict. But I know how bad I am at dealing with conflicts. More so that you shouldn't have tried to create to begin with. It's a really stupid thing for me to do. Somebody's fault, and it wasn't stupid. Everyone in the club's a nice person. No one would have expected this. I guess we're sensitive about things we really love. Honestly, she kind of brought it upon herself. Okay, this is Natsuki's one to talk about this because Natsuki really does bring that stuff upon herself, right? Like Natsuki's one to talk about this because she really does that. Like more than anyone else, she brings all the fucking crap upon herself, right? Yuri, to be fair, she did in this circumstance, in this situation, right? But that was because Monica made her fucking anxious, right? So this all comes back to Monica, right? And this goes to show again, like you can focus so much on that perfect like appearance image, but again, like what are you losing in the process? Like as a leader, like you need to know who you're dealing with, and that's ultimately something where you ultimately forego by doing that. So since you're so focused on yourself, but again, or maintain that perfect image appearance, right? Again, you don't focus on getting to know others. And that's something where that leads to situations like this. But Natsuki's one to talk about bringing it upon herself. Like I said, I don't care if you're not a manga, but if you actually look down on our people for it, that's kind of the point I was trying to make in the first place. It's not about sugarcoating things. It's about recognizing and understanding our differences. Okay, but here's the thing about that. But that's idealist in nature. And I'm whatever Natsuki's going to say, I know it's going to be along the lines of what I've been saying. And that I'm probably going to agree with. But she, like, I mean, come on. Natsuki's saying, like, she brought upon herself. Like Natsuki brings everything upon herself. Like that's her issue. So like she of all people saying that's like, come on, when she does that. And to be fair, Yuri did in that situation, but it was as a result from Monica. Yuri actually looks down on me. It has nothing to do with her word choice or anything like that. But again, by simply saying that and implying that, you're also looking down on them as a result, right? That's the issue. Because it's not like Yuri saying like, oh, I'm looking down on you, right? Like, because here's the thing, Natsuki was saying equally as much about Yuri's books as Yuri was saying about Natsuki's manga. So it's not like Natsuki wasn't doing anything and then Yuri was fucking belittling her. It was very much mutual in this case. So by trying to say that, okay, she actually looks down on me, like by saying that, you're just kind of proving the point, right? That it's fucking mutual. Like if you really, it'd be different if, because obviously if Natsuki wasn't doing anything and Yuri was belittling her, like that's a different story. Like then that'd be something where Monica and Sayori would catch on. If they don't, then you just fucking leave the club, right? But then it's something where like it was very much mutual, and Natsuki saying that kind of proves that in a sense to where it really is a mutual fucking thing to where like she's looking down on Yuri by implying that it was any sort of different, even when it was like actually, even though it was really actually mutual. So I see what you're trying to do, but I really think the problem here is her. not just the way that we talk to each other, right? But that here's the thing. This is just proving the point that you are looking down on her as well, right? I mean, Yuri isn't like that. She's a lot sweeter than you're giving her crap for. And so Yuri's making the point here. Like, she's making the point here that by saying that, you yourself are proving that you're in that camp as well, or that you're doing just the same thing. I'm sure she'll be reflecting on this. I can actually think everyone should. It'll be fine. I'll figure something out. Well, I'm just like saying that instinctively. Again, that's the perfectionist idealist mindset at work. I'm just saying myself up to cause more problems. This wasn't your fault, Monka. You don't have to beat yourself up over it. If you ask me, it's good. The truth finally came out. See, Natsuki's, this is why I hate Natsuki the most. Because she's literally, this is referring to, she's like saying, she's basically saying that, oh, yours looking down on, like, in a Natsuki, it's so like, it's such a coping, and I know people like this in real life, where it's like such a coping mechanism, such like a defensive like nature, to where it's like, I don't do anything wrong, everything's on everyone else. And this is basically what this is proving. Like, it was very much mutual. And the fact that Natsuki was trying to make an objective point about Yuri looking down on her just shows that she also looks down on Yuri as well. But her trying to say it's like, come on. Like, this really like goes to show why she's my least favorite. But it's something to where it's like, because like I know people like this in real life where nothing's ever their fault. It's the fault of everyone else. It's the fault of others. It's the fault of circumstance. It's the fault of the system, right? It's there's never any responsibility on their shoulders. And that's just how Natsuki is. Again, everything's everyone else's fault when it comes to her. Again, there's no responsibility. It's never because it's never fucking her fault, right? How could it be? Like, she, despite the fact that she out of anyone brings it all upon herself, right? It's something to where it's like fucking what do you call it? It's something like, again, like through the insecurity coping defense mechanisms, right? Because I can just move on now, but it's fine, I promise. Let's just get our mind off this, okay? But it's a good opportunity to read some manga without having to worry about feeding Yuri's superiority complex, like literally showing this. Like, God, I hate Nazi so much, like easily my least favorite. Don't be mean. Okay, and bitch, what the fuck are you talking about? I'll talk to read manga, whatever you want, but don't be mean to my friends, okay? And Sayori's actually making a point here. Like, it's like Natsuki's, she was talking about Yuri talking about her behind her back. But instead, she's literally doing the exact same fucking thing. She's literally saying she doesn't talk about people behind their backs, and that's exactly what she's doing. Sorry, I'm just bitter. I mean, again, that's the point, right? You need to recognize that, like, you know, fucking, like, just, like this is literally just unproductive speak, right? Everything will be okay. I mean, I don't know if the idealistic perfectionist nature at work. At least I know we're all good people and don't want to hurt each other yet. There's a foreshadowing. And I actually think that's kind of funny though, but this really is, and again, it is sad because you do see like people like these in real life. Like, it actually is kind of funny. Like, again, like I said, I know people like Natsuki. Like, I can think of people like the person singular, right, who's exactly like Natsuki. I can think of the person who's also like Monica. Like, again, basically just this like perfectionist idealist, and it's literally the exact same pitfalls, exact same flaws, right? Towards this fucking idealistic perfectionist, right? Towards like, you focus so much on that image appearance, but what are you losing in the process? Not only are you not really getting to know others, you don't know who you're dealing with, but also you lack the substance, the realism in terms of actually employ those solutions. Alex says that uneasiness is giving away how much he has to force the reassuring tone in her voice. This is bound to happen eventually. Natsuki and Yuri have always engaged with each other, the least out of anyone. This is the reason. Again, right? But so trying to force it, like, this is all entirely on Monica, right? Sayori and Natsuki proceed to distract themselves through manga. Monica sighs to herself, unable to shake her worried thoughts. Will the club really have to just come to terms with the fact that some members will be compatible with each other? Yes! 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 This is exactly what it needs to do, right? Because this is the reality of the situation. Like, something you can't avoid. It's just something to where, again, but this isn't a bad thing. There's just some natural clashes between personalities, right? You know, some people just have inherent differences, right? And again, different, like, again, like, sort of, what would you call it? Like, different views, like different intent for like the club, right? Like, different ideas. Like, there's just natural differences, natural clashing. Like, you can't just stamp that out. Like, the more you try to fucking do that, right, the more it'll fire back, as in this case, right? Like, anything you can do, the best thing you do is compromise. Fucking, what's the other C word? Compromise. You can like make some concessions. You can like fucking again, what's the R term? I don't know. But Monica doesn't want to admit that. She knows Sayori doesn't either. That's the reality of the situation. But for once, the solution doesn't seem to be in sight. That's the reality of the situation. And again, oh, we got more music, more mail. Bitch, I don't care about your fucking mail. Mail ethics. Man, Paula, shut the fuck up. Simply put, it's not our job to arbitrarily decide upon some code of ethics just because we're the first one to do this. That's the government's job to figure out. So long after we've made our headway through it, for it to no longer apply to us. It's fundamentally flawed to apply ethical reasoning to the same, because humanity's code of ethics is based upon nothing more than knowledge in our understandings of life forms similar to ourselves. We don't have ethics for killing bacteria or plants, only for the creatures that we can convincingly project our emotions onto. The humans in our VMs, virtual machines, operate completely different from us on a fundamental level, and therefore should not be taken any more serious than a machine that is programmed to print "I feel sad." We're engineers, not philosophers. She does have a point here. Like, again, basically saying that, like, whatever that happens to the fucking characters don't matter because they're characters, right? Like, that's the whole, like, because this is the whole, like, and this is getting into a completely different topic, but one of the, like, I guess, anti-Monica points, and I guess that's also, that in and of itself is very reductive. But one of the points, like, that's brought up against Monica is that, like, oh, they're fucking, right? They're not people, they're characters. Or they're not fucking just like character files, right? Or that if they're characters, she's a character. But if that they're characters, then, but it's also, because, right, if you accept the fact that they're all characters, right? Then you also need to accept the fact that they died as characters, right? They're nothing more than that. Like, if you can't accept both that either Monica is the same, but that also she killed them as if they are real people. Right? It's something to where either she is different and she killed them because they are different, or they're all the same. So the killing doesn't matter anyway, because they're just characters, right? If they're all just characters, it doesn't fucking matter, right? So, but that's like a completely different fucking topic. It's also very redundant to just like label as like anti-Monica. But again, that was just one thing that I feel like is it's a good parallel, draws a good parallel in terms of like either you view them as characters or not. That's basically, you can have like some sort of pseudo compromise in terms of fucking right, to where they're simultaneously characters and not characters, right? Like, obvious, like either they're all characters and it doesn't fucking matter, or Monica isn't, like she's more than that, and then it doesn't matter anyway because again she's different. But again, that's like, again, that's like a completely different topic. I probably shouldn't have even brought that up, but I guess, yeah, just because I don't know, yeah, I probably shouldn't have even brought that up to begin with. Like, this is a completely different fucking topic. And it's also very redundant to assume like anti-Monica arguments, right, are fucking because that's just one of the more common ones. Like, there are actually more ones, but that's just one that falls in, it falls into that what would you call it? Or it falls into that like sort of pitfall in terms of like logical fallacy. But again, that's like completely different. The reason I brought it was, again, to draw parallels between where it's like you accept them as characters or you don't, right? That's the thing, right? Either you accept them as characters or not, right? Like, it's something to where, again, that's what it is. And if you accept them as characters, then whatever fucking happens to them doesn't matter. And then if you don't accept them as characters, right, then that's when that stuff matters, right? So to where, like, if you say that they're more than characters, right, that's when that stuff matters. So it's funny how this was the email before fucking staying focused. So it seems like Paula is trying to actually do shit, and then these four are just like fucking around, goofing off, right? But again, there's that. It's already 53 minutes. We need to get in the second one. And then again, along with that, it's like fucking yeah, because if you make the argument that they're all fucking people, right? Like that they're all people. Because again, if you make the argument that they're not, and Monica's no different from them, then it doesn't matter. But if they're all people in the end, every single one of them, and that's something where, again, that's something where, like, if you accept that they're all people, right, then that's when that shit actually matters, basically. So again, what I was trying to say in terms of the fucking whether or not you accept them as characters. So again, there's that. So we arrives at the club room earlier than usual. That is not late. So on time. Damn, that's crazy. She answers, it appears to be complete still. But who's here though? That's the question. Is both Yuri and Natsuki here? And well, obviously Maka's. But are both Yuri and Natsuki here? So she sits down at desk and pulls out a sheet of paper, primed to jot down her thoughts. She always made a habit of scribbling her thoughts and feelings on the paper whenever possible. Says it tends to serve as her best inspiration for poetry later on. So used for later on. My heart feels vacant because the ship sailed away. Yo. Okay. Natsuki pokes her out from behind the closet door. Where the fuck are we? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. Was she like sitting down in your closet or something? It would have been a lot more awkward if I didn't say anything. Now you want me listening on your poetry thing. Yeah. Thanks for realizing that. Should I let you finish that up then? It's like, all right, I'll head out. Oh no, it wasn't. I mean, I just do it whenever it's convenient. You're not interrupting. But who all is here? Are Monica and Yuri here? That's the question. Where's Monica? So she's not. Oh, she's out in the hallway, huh? Why? Well, just in case she runs into Yuri. Sometimes Yuri's too nervous to come to a club room by herself. So, oh, Jesus, Yuri really let things bother her for that long? And again, that just shows it's for Yuri, it's more like long term. For Natsuki, it's like fucking short term as hell. She can't control her feelings. For some people, it's really hard to cope when you got bad thought in your head. And again, that's just due to Yuri's personality, right? Like Natsuki brings it upon herself. Yuri can't do it because, again, of her personality. She can't break out of her shell. She can't break out of her fucking comfort like zone or bubble, right? As well as Natsuki really just brings all the crap upon herself. Maybe you can distract yourself for a little while. But as soon as it's just you and your thoughts again, it comes back. I just want us to have a normal club meeting. It's a lot easier to pretend like it never happened if we all just ignore it and move on. I don't want to be bothered by this. So stupid. Her opinion of me doesn't matter anyway. Besides, it makes me feel really guilty, and I hate that too. It's okay to have feelings. And again, that's something where like now Natsuki, I guarantee you they both went home. And now they're both realizing like that argument was so fucking stupid, right? They're both having guilt and blaming themselves again. Because again, it was just a completely like unproductive argument. Doesn't make you weak. Let's figure this out together. Fine. Only because you're good at this stuff. Let's try coming up with a happy scene. Maybe that'll help us understand where your bad feelings are coming from. Well, I was happy with the way things were before you had to have that conversation yesterday, which again, that's the idealist perfectionist nature at work. What part of the conversation made you upset? Was Yuri being mean about the manga? Maybe. I doubt it though. Because my friends and art people make fun of manga all the time, but I just brush off and ignore them. But something about it really got to me this time, and I hate that I'm letting that happen. And again, because it's the environment, right? It's the setting. This is supposed to be like a place where not like, I hate to use the term safe space, but something to where like, again, she can just go chill and relax, right? Hang out. Like, it's not like her friends bugging her during school, right? So because it came from Yuri? No, why would that matter? I mean, well, maybe. I just hate that she thinks she's so much better than me because she likes to pretend to be all sophisticated. And again, because they both view that as something they grew out of. Natsuki views she grew out of this by the way she described the whole edgy thing, and Monica literally drew the parallel between that and Yuri. Yuri thinks the same way with she literally read manga and she views that she grew out of that. So they each view as though they grew out of each other. Yeah, that's what it is. At least our people decide that they don't like me or manga or whatever. Yuri acts like she's too good to even give it a chance. I'm sorry. Everyone deserves a chance. Yeah, exactly. Would you give Yuri's books a chance? After this, obviously not. But that literally proves the point, right? What about before this? Well, I would go until I got bored, which wouldn't take very long. But if you actually keep an open mind, it's not hard to realize that the story can be deep and meaningful without being needlessly complicated. I see. But I like Yuri's books. Yeah, but you like manga more, right? So Yuri shakes her head. It's like, why is this a debate? Like, that's literally what Natsuki's turning this into. It's like a pick sides thing, when in reality, like, you need to accept that sometimes you don't pick sides when both sides are wrong, right? Like, that's, to be fair, the Act 1 debate, different story, because I entirely think that one was on Natsuki. She was just baiting. But this argument, again, not productive whatsoever. No one was right. Like, it's not a picking sides thing, right? You don't fucking, like, when both sides are wrong in being not productive, then you don't go with them. It's like, you two are idiots. I like them both. I like them in different ways, but I like them both. I mean, the manga, it's really honest and fun and easy. Just like go with. In fantasy, it's a lot to interpret and uncover. It's really rewarding to have some good quiet time together with it. Most important thing is that both the manga and the fantasy are true to themselves. So I love them both. I think there's room for both to be in the same club together. I just feel like maybe they have more in common than you would think. She does bring up a point there. Again, how do you get along with everyone so well? You need to put aside your ego. That's actually very strongly worded. But sometimes it's like, because we know why Sigori does that. Because again, she places everyone else's happiness in place of her own, right? And she prioritizes everyone else over herself. Almost the opposite of Monaco, focuses so much on her sort of like perfect image appearance, right? The perfectionist idealist nature. But this is again something to where like we know why, the deeper reason. But on the surface level, it's like, again, you need to put your ego and arrogance aside sometimes in order to like, you need to just like bite your tongue sometimes when it comes to this stuff. Like, especially if it's small stuff. Big stuff, different fucking reason. Again, Natsuki's literally answering her own question. I always get into fights with people. That's the issue. Because again, it's her insecurity and her coping defense mechanisms, right? That's why her saying Yuri brings it upon herself is very ironic when she literally does exactly that. She's even answering it. Like, she's saying it right here. First it was Manka, and when I was new to the club, and then it was you, and now it's Yuri. I'm always like, oh, that person's being such a jerk. If they just realize that, then we could at least get along. Nobody else has this problem. I just keep running away from the reality that everyone's just a jerk to me because nobody likes me. I don't know why, and I don't know what to do about it. That's so she's in fact admitting that's herself. But again, that's something for the small things, like you just need to bite your ego and arrogance, like bite your tongue. Like you need to just like put it aside, right? Bite your tongue, right? And then just move past that, right? For the small stuff. And you'll realize if you do that, it happens less and less. Big stuff, different story, right? But small stuff, if you just like, again, if you do that, then it doesn't like, it really, you move on from that, right? I don't know what's wrong with me. I hate it. Natsuki. Zero puts comforting hand on Natsuki's shoulder. You're a wonderful person. You deserve to be loved as much as everyone else. Everyone has different ways they like to communicate. You know, sometimes that makes it hard for us to understand each other. I think that sometimes we get lucky and we make friends who are really good with the same kinds of communication, and it feels like you magically connect with them. But our times, even both of you are really nice. It's easy for them to misunderstand each other or get the communication wrong. Something that your struggles a lot with too. It can really be really hard. It takes like a lot of reflection, self-awareness. And again, that's drawing the parallels between Yuri and Natsuki. They have naturally opposing personalities, right? But in terms of like their fucking attitudes and their fucking like ideals and like their ideas, right? Their views and vision points, right? A lot of that stuff is the same. That's where Natsuki and Monica are opposed, right? In terms of like their attitudes, ideals, visions for the club, right? But that's something I feel like in terms of like that stuff and just more general outlook, Yuri and Natsuki are very much the same. Where it's like they just don't want to be bothered, right? Their bothering comes in different forms. Like Yuri tries to hide, Natsuki tries to respond to every single little fucking thing. But again, that's something to where like, yeah, ultimately they need to realize again, they need to meet somewhere in the middle there, right? Compromise, like concessions, right? What's the other fucking C like where I don't know. I'm bad at that one. Vulnerability. I always have to be. That's the issue. That's the issue there. Tell me about that part of you. Well, sounds stupid. But I'm really used to people being mean to me, like my friends. I guess my dad, when I won't get good grades, even stupid things, like if my room isn't clean. Again, insight, slight insight. So what am I gonna do? Cry about it? I let myself get upset. Then I'm letting them win. I'm better than that. But you need to show that it doesn't matter, that you don't care about it. I'm better than all of them. So things always have to be everyone else's fault. That's the issue. It's like something goes wrong. There's even a tiny hint that might be my fault. Then I just get really angry and find ways to blame everything else instead. You see yourself as bad, Yuri? If I said that, then I would just sound really full of myself. No, the thoughts and feelings are two different things. Even when we don't like our feelings, we have to understand if we want to learn more about ourselves. That's true, right? Because that's the whole point I was trying to say. The fact that Natsuki was trying to say that Yuri was looking down on her, right, when she wasn't, and it was mutual. It'd be one thing if Yuri was just belittling Natsuki. Okay, that was the case, but it was a mutual fucking argument, right? So the fact that she was trying to portray it that way just shows she does the very same. And that's what's coming out here. It's part of vulnerability, accepting we have feelings that we don't like. I hate that. My feelings make me a bad person because my feelings just want to tell me that I'm so much better than her. And she's a judgmental know-it-all stuck in her edgy phase. And I'm just way above that garbage. It's like they evolved out of each other. I'm terrible for feeling that way. You're not terrible. You're not your feelings, but you're not your feelings. Say that to yourself out loud. Fine. I'm not my feelings. That way I like to picture is that those feelings are like your roommate. You live in the same house and you gotta see each other every day. Even if you're gonna know each other most of the time, you gotta run into each other every now and then. It's gonna make you feel like poop. So the other option is get to know each other and communicate and learn from each other. Maybe you can help each other change for the better. Does that help you understand? How do you know so much about this stuff? Because she deals, I just have a roommate that can be really hard to get along with. And this is referring to her fucking mental state, like directly again. So that's even some more insight, like how we got some insight, slight surface level reference to again, Natsuki's home life. We're getting the same from Sayori. I thought at first I read this and I'm like, she's talking to the MC, right? But no, again, it's about her own thoughts and feelings, right? But this could also be referencing the MC called depression. Damn, she just straight up told Natsuki like that. Obviously, she didn't say it like she did to Monaco, where she said she was like the next step, suicidal, wants to fucking die, right? That's a whole nother issue, right? But like, I didn't think she'd reveal that to Natsuki. She let Natsuki on. That's honestly, this is actually kind of wild here. This is actually kind of crazy that this is happening. But you're like the happiest person I know. Make the link, make the connection, right? She's happy because she knows how to fake it. I'm not my feelings. I want to be a good person like you. Oh, you little sweetheart. Because again, we know that's, again, because now that Natsuki's getting the glimpse into what Sayori is actually doing, right? Like she views her as like selfless in that retrospect. So we're all good people, you and Yuri and Monica. And I think Yuri will eventually learn about you. Natsuki remains silent, feeling a little overwhelmed. Despite Sayori's kind reassurance, complicated mixture of pain and sadness seems to feel as though flowing from a wound inside her. And honestly, I'd say I fall victim to like fall like like rarely though, but I sometimes fall into this boater category around like right here. Jesus Christ, I can't speak. But I sometimes fall into that same boater category, like it's being described here. Like I sometimes fall victim to similar issues where it's like I become how I feel. But it's like a lot of times I feel like I like have like I can do a better job at like separating that. But obviously that's because I fucking like literally talk to myself. I'm like fucking insane, crazy, what, right? But that's something where like again, right? Sometimes again, it's inevitable. You can't always assume that you can avoid this, like how Sayori's saying. So inevitably it sometimes happens. Was it resolve her vulnerability? No. Is that it wasn't as though she inflicted a wound after becoming vulnerable. It's as though she began to rediscover an old wound, one that cannot simply be damaged without feeling longer. What the fuck is talking about? Again, right? And then again, so this is talking about Sayori, not Natsuki. So, and again, this is referring to her fucking, what would you call it? Like her current state, right? Okay, we're fucking here now. We got the new custom CG that we saw for like a brief second. Yuri, why are you doing all the way over here? I was looking for you. All right, please don't yell at me. I'm not going to yell at you. I just want to say I'm sorry about what happened yesterday. Because we know Yuri probably, even more so Natsuki, probably blames herself here, feels guilty. It's unfair for me to put everyone in a spot like that. Next time I won't just try to jump in to solve everyone's problems. I guess it's a bad habit of mine. It's the idealist perfectionist nature. You're not mad at me? I thought you were the one mad at me. I was so awful yesterday. Yuri curls up, recalling the details of the argument. Can't even have a normal conversation without saying something wrong, making everyone upset. Hold on, that's not what happened at all. Let's talk about this, okay? Yuri paused for a second, then manages a nod. Monica takes a seat next to her on the staircase. I have a lot of negative thought patterns, and I can't get away from them. What kinds of negative thought patterns? Like everyone hates me, especially Natsuki. And now we know Natsuki feels literally the exact same way. It's mutual. I don't think Natsuki hates you. How do you know? Because Monica thinks back to the time she found herself in an altercation with Natsuki. How a display of maturity from Monica was enough for Natsuki to reevaluate her own feelings as well. I think Natsuki is just naturally defensive. Hit the nail right on the head here. I think she acts me when she feels the need to protect herself. But you know, she's really not a bad person. In fact, I think she can be really thoughtful and considerate. She just, well, I guess the way it works that she wants to receive some degree of kindness first before she feels comfortable returning it. Oh, tip for tap. But that means the burden's on me. Again, it's fucking quid pro quo, mutually beneficial. I don't know how to say things that make people like me. Every time I open my mouth, Yuri shakes her head and tugs on her hair. It's okay, Yuri. You don't need to beat yourself up. I think anyone would like you if they had a chance to get to know you. Unfortunately, the opposite's true. That's why I'm not talkative anymore in the first place. Again, because everyone used to think I was weird and talk about me behind my back. And it's the same thing for Yuri Natsuki too. Like Natsuki was even talking about like her fucking well, I guess for hers is more so related to her home life, right? But Yuri's is related to, again, her past for like middle school specifically is the example she brought up. That's what happens when I draw attention to myself. Natsuki even said she found more respectable when people speak their mind, so I did. And she hated me anyway. It was enough to confirm my fears. But again, there's just something where, again, natural clashing, opposition. You can't, like, this is entirely on Monica. I'm putting this entirely on her, right? Like, again, like she needs to accept the reality that there are going to be some incompatible, like, people in the club, like Yuri Natsuki. They are incompatible, at least in terms of personality. Obviously, there's other areas where for like compromise and fucking conceding, right? Like, what was the other C word? I hate that I can't remember, but again, there's other areas for that. Compromise, concede. It was another C word. I don't know. I guess contend, I don't know. So Yuri and I like you. We've gotten to know you a lot by now, right? Yuri doesn't seem to have a response. Hey, what do you think of Natsuki? I don't think about her. Damn, it's like, she's not even a thought. But yeah, that's something where it's like fucking up. Again, it was the same thing with Natsuki and Yuri, or with Natsuki and Sayori, right? That's not what I meant, really. I was just wondering if you had an opinion of her. And we know it's going to be a negative opinion, like how Natsuki had of Yuri. Or more so negative in terms of she looks down on her. And we know Natsuki views Yuri looks down on her. It's probably going to be the same thing with Yuri and Natsuki, right? I do. What is it? Natsuki seems to bring out the worst in me, and I feel really ashamed of it. I like thinking of myself as a fairly sophisticated person. Bitch, I don't see myself this at all. I see myself as like a fucking idiot. So for someone to just treat me like I'm inferior, again, it's the exact same thing, right? She views Natsuki as looking down on her, right? While Natsuki views Yuri as looking down on her. That's just the worst kind of insult coming from someone like her. This makes me think bad things about her. And it's the exact same with Natsuki. Literally the exact same. Everyone seems to like her, so the only explanation is that it's me who's doing something wrong again. My feelings about her are wrong. I'm wrong to get upset over something so childish and inconsequential. This is right. But no, Yuri, feelings are never wrong. Well, they're not right. That's the thing. Feelings are never right or wrong, you know. They're just a state of being that we don't always have control of, which is true. Again, it's basically the exact same conversation that Sayori had with Natsuki, just reworded. That doesn't mean they have to control us. I feel like that's something I learned around when I first started the club. We can hate ourselves for feeling a certain way about things. Or you can, just acknowledge that they exist and try to understand them better. You never be mad at you for just feeling a certain way. It's about how you handle them. I think working through feelings is a great opportunity for teamwork. Your words a dejected expression. You make it sound so easy. You're so mature, so good with people. I feel like such a child in comparison. Oh, Yuri, I'm far from perfect. And again, like the perfectionist realizing they're not perfect. These learned skills, they don't come naturally to me either. It's really hard to like reflect on yourself and separate your feelings from your thoughts. Again, this is something like I've said again, and I said during Natsuki and Sayori's conversation, right? Again, I like to feel like I'm better than average at this, but I still fall victim, right? Again, it's inevitable. There are still times when you can't. So that's just something you got to do the best you can at it, right? Again, it's just one of those things, right? It's inevitable, but ultimately you just got to learn to deal with that, right? Just want to be a good person. Well, I think it takes a good person to get this far. It's not good enough. I want to be able to communicate to her. Communicate what? How I feel. How it makes me feel frustrated and upset when she's so negative and dismissive. Things that mean so much to me. How it reminds me of me. Because I know what's like feel misunderstood and angry at everyone. They both feel, again, they're both here's the thing, their social lives both shit, like actual dog shit. Like they're more similar than they think. It's something to where they're both, again, they're both if you look at it from the surface level, right? They're both I guess losers is a good way to put it, right? They're both again social outcasts, based. Funny enough, the mod outcast. That's something where they're both again in that situation where they're both again sort of what's a good way to describe it? Because that's just insulting. They're both at the brunt of others. They're the brunt of the jokes. I guess that's a good way to put it, right? Ultimately, they're the ones who are both being picked on, right? They're the ones who are suffering for our people's expense. Well, no, that's Sayori. But again, they're the ones who are being treated at the expense of others, right? So, or no, they're the ones who are at the expense of others, right? Or they are the others in that situation, right? I feel like that's a good way to put it, that they're the brunt of people's jokes. That's how they are. They're both in that situation for different reasons. You're ignoring Natsuki fucking retaliating at everything, right? I know that telling yourself you're better, and then everyone else, just defense mechanism. We're just people. We're fragile and unstable, but I'm just tired of gaining that way. Can't stand it when the piece is disturbed like this. Yeah, you can't focus on your reading when piece disturbed, right? Because the Literature Club should be happy for everyone. And again, that's Sayori's vision. But unfortunately, the unfortunate reality is that's not the case. Go look at Sayori in adoration. Felix Sayori must be running off of me because I really want to hug you right now. Sorry, I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. No, I mean, well, if you want to, I wouldn't really mind. So go pull Sayori and show embrace. You're so gentle. I love when you communicate your feelings. I'm lucky you get to see that side of you, and I'm sure Natsuki will too. I'm going to write her a letter. Then that's exactly what Sayori did to Natsuki too. Lara, what a great idea. Just because I'm not good at talking, especially under pressure. I always let my feelings get the best of me. I forget to say all the important things and say things I don't mean. I think Lara would be wonderful. Such a nice way to communicate. It's literally what Sayori did to Natsuki too. Here's face arms with determination. People don't naturally gravitate towards me like they do for you and Sayori. Personally, I just suited for that. And Natsuki's the same way. Again, Monica and Yuri are higher up the totem pole, the ladder, right? Like I said, I'll basically Natsuki and fucking Yuri are the equivalent of degenerates, right? Or I guess not, that's too harsh. They're the equivalent of what would you call it? Again, like I said, I feel like that's the best way to put it. They're the brunt of the jokes, right? Ultimately that's who they are. I guess deplorable is a good term, but there's something where they're low on the run. They're both suffering, right? They're the others that are being at the expense of, right? That's something where they're both in that situation. So they're both, again, they're feeling the exact same thing again, Yuri, because she's just fucking ignoring everything, right? She can't break out of her shell or fucking comfort zone or bubble, right? Nazi, because similar thing, coping mechanism, defense, insecurity, right? Just fucking needs to retaliate, lash out at every single thing that's going on. I wouldn't want to be. So if they learns that friendships don't just magically appear out of thin air. For instance, I would never see myself making friends with someone like Sayori. We're opposite in a lot of ways. But I'm friends with her because she puts so much effort into understanding me so we can get along. Because again, and this comes with, Jesus. Because I feel again, in the ways that Yuri and Natsuki are similar, are the ways that, let's say Yuri and Sayori would be different, right? Or in the ways that Yuri and Natsuki are different, the ways that Yuri and Monica would be similar, right? I think it was the same with you. You both gave me a lot of time and patience, and I wonder if she feels the same way. Natsuki, Yuri nods. I always thought that if I want to make more friends, I had to be somebody that I'm not. There's a type of person or magical formula that I've found in order to make someone like me. That's just me to think that. Always so preoccupied with stuff that I fail to understand our people. Yuri shakes her head. Friendships happen when you think about the other person, when you offer time and effort to understand them and respect them and trust that. So trust that they also want to be a good person. That's what I learned through my observations in literature club. Observations, Monica is caught by surprise. Yuri's always kept for herself so much, so it's unusual to her suddenly talking about the club like this. Yuri smiles gently to yourself. Your voice let me listen to your thoughts about our people. Sayori too. Makes me happy because I learned a lot of things. That's so sweet. I had no idea it meant that much to you. Monica never thought of it that much, but in the past weeks, Yuri's always seemed to be especially attentive when it came to her problems and concerns of ours. Again, she's a good listener. Always want to listen, learn more about friends in the club. Again, custom CG went. I want to see it. It's true. Sayori and Monica are naturally more comfortable with other people and can more easily work through situations of conflict. That doesn't make them better people. Everyone's strengths and weaknesses, capacity to improve. First step towards improving oneself is reflection and self-awareness, something that Yuri never gave herself enough credit for. That Monica can recognize as an incredible trait. With that, her confidence in the club is restored. We gain a custom CG or what? A very shy girl with pretty hair is wandering the bustling lunchtime hallways, her fist pressed into her collarbone. Okay. When she finds the literature club president's classroom, she stands at the door, glancing around before peering inside. Let me guess, it's Yuri. Damn, that's crazy. Monica's seeing Chan with a group of unknown friends. Yeah, as expected, this is a bad idea after all. Suddenly, Monica glanced toward the door, making the girl panic and duck out of sight. Where she regained composure and decided for sure to leave, the classroom door gently opens. Yuri, what surprised Yuri here during lunchtime? Yeah, what a coincidence. I was like, damn, who could it have been? Like, Yuri squeaks in response. Please help me. What, is everything okay? Yuri shakes her head. I don't know how to write letters. Oh, thank goodness. I thought it was some kind of emergency. He's like, life or death. Monica briefly glances over her shoulder at our friends. If you want some help, we can find an empty classroom or something. Is that okay? Feel bad taking you away from her friends. But here's the thing. We know that actually, because Monica's going to say, like, oh, it doesn't matter. But we know that matters and maintaining her image, her perfect image, perfect appearance. She needs to be popular. She needs to be spending time with others. Totally fine, promise. We weren't really doing anything. 1 second. Uncle Tron's back to her class. She says something like, I gotta go to her friends. She grabs a pen off her desk before turning to Yuri. Okay, let's find somewhere quiet. Yuri nods and follows Monica as two of them set off. Damn, where the fuck are we? How are you today? Huh? Me? Well, yes. It's like, no, not you. You're fucking, I don't know your friends. Oh gosh, sorry, I was just caught off guard. I'm doing well today, just tired. Never seem to get enough sleep during the week. Perfectionist, idealist nature, fucking mindset at work. Grind set at work. Oh, I don't know. I think I'm just easily distracted. I get really sucked into things and start neglecting in time. Me too. I do that too. Aha. Hey, this classroom's empty. Let's go in here. The appearance sound. Monica opens the classroom door and the two of them are. And I've said this before. If I could take a pill to where I wouldn't need to sleep or eat, as a matter of fact, I would do so. Because again, it's just something to where like, again, that's something to where it's like fucking yeah. Because like obviously I enjoy the stuff, but it really is a waste of time. Right. So that's something where like it doesn't make sense to get more than like let's say the minimum amount, right? Like I'm not gonna pretend like I get a fuck ton of sleep or that I'm also like starved for sleep. I get like pretty much around, I'd say just enough. And if I get any less, which usually sometimes happens, I'll like nap. But beyond that, right? Again, I usually don't try to do that. But I also don't try to be like I try to maintain consistent sleep schedule. I don't try to fucking like stay up super fucking late. I used to do that, and then I realized like there's 0 point. So I usually try to be in bed by like what? Like around midnight. Like that's usually the time I because any time before it's like I'm not gonna be able to fall asleep. But that's like a good like compromise. So yeah, there's that. Or I guess was compromise the right term? No, it wasn't. I don't know. Let's see. Here's moment of relaxation. She watches Monica pulls 2 chairs up to the same desk and obeys. As Monica beckons her to take a seat. She goes down at the empty desk. You nervous? I don't want to do this. We don't have to. We can come up with something else. Yuri shakes her head. It's my chance to do something good. I need to take the initiative. Gosh, you must be really determined. Know how hard it is to step out of your comfort zone. Because again, presumably she wasn't at the club the last time. I'll be sure to encourage you. Yuri pushes through her anxiety, grabs a half full of line paper from her notebook, and she picks up her pen. Damn, we get the CG now. All right, damn. Why the fuck is it like evening? Like it's literally like sunset outside, but it's supposed to be like lunchtime. What the fuck's going on? Damn. I thought that was Yuri's hand on Monica's cheek for a second. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Okay, but yeah, here's this. Damn, why are you starting writing all the way at the bottom of the paper? Like you start at the top, work your way down, right? Oh, that's why. I was confused. I'm like, why am I seeing that noise? It's just because it's here, right? Hey, you're left. Oh, she is? Damn, I guess. Did I pick that up in the original game? I guess that's, well, I guess now we know, but yeah. Now I don't have to worry about bumping your arm. Too easy. Maka playfully ups her short up against Yuri's. I don't see that here. Sorry, I was just being silly, I guess. Anyway, how about you start by listening to different things you want to say to her? Yuri thinks. I feel embarrassed all of a sudden. Oh, it's okay. How about some of the things you said to me yesterday? But never mind. I guess I'll try. Yuri thinks for a moment longer. His tension's evident. Then she writes the word reflection. This is my reflection on my own behavior. The key question is why we act like this towards each other. But we have been able to separately be friends with Sayori and Maka. That's me. Yes, it is. So it's like, damn, no, I know it's my other friend named Maka. Been able to befriend the two of you because you've taken the time to understand my needs and respect my interests. Same goes for Natsuki too. We started off very hostile towards each other because I was so worried about getting what I wanted. But she just wanted to be respected more than anything else. So stop making it all about me. She's able to do the same. Yeah, mutual. I want to do that too. So what kinds of things do you want to do for her? I want to do the same thing to her that I like to receive. I like when people should respond positively to things I talk about, not just brush me off. I like when my feelings are taken seriously. I like when you and Sayori trust that I want to be a good person, even when I'm not doing a good job at it. Let's write those things down. Okay. You write down some things down. Oh, damn. Holy shit. Hold on. Wait. There's actually writing on the paper. Goddamn. Like, I just noticed that. I think the most important thing to remember here is that Natsuki's feeling vulnerable, so we should make sure that the letter puts her first. It's hard when you're feeling hurt, but it never helps to just tell someone all the things that they're doing wrong. I think you first have to make sure that they know that you're ready to respect them and listen to them and admit the things that you feel like you could do better. And finally, you ask what you would like in return. How's that sound for a structure? It could be Damn, you're taking this too seriously. I like that. My thoughts are so disorganized. I had no idea come with any kind of structure. I'm like, I start fucking writing shit down, see what happens. You're so amazing at these things. Oh, stop. You've done so much more than I have, you know. You spend so much time reflecting. Be an open mind. That's the hardest thing for anyone to do. All I'm doing is helping you put on a piece of paper. So I think you're the amazing one. Maka gives Yuri's hand a quick squeeze. But as she lets go, she's caught by surprise when Yuri curls her fingers to hook Maka's hand in place. For all I say like that sounds, save for the occasional scratching of Yuri's pen against paper. Yesterday, you told me something I'm thinking about a lot. What was that? The thing about how feelings aren't right or wrong, that they're just a state of being we need to come to terms with. When you think about how a person's behavior isn't always just how they decide. It's also made up of their past experience and their insecurities. Hint, hint, right? Point at Natsuki. But that's something where, like, again, you need to understand, like, people don't do things without a reason, right? Like if you assume that someone, like, generally the wrong thing to assume is that people are just idiots and that they don't do things without reason. That's almost always in every single, when it comes to arguments like this, though, like, that's what you assume, but it's like lapses, right? It's not like their actual true personality. But again, if you just assume that people like do things without a reason or that they're idiots, like, you're almost always wrong. I think it helps me see other people as actual people rather than as insignificant side characters who are out to get me somehow. Foreshadowing. This is like literal foreshadowing. But again, that goes back to the discussion earlier I had with fucking Maka, right? The anti-Maka points. But now that doesn't fucking matter, right? I guess I don't even know why I even brought that up, because I was trying to draw the parallel between fucking again, like whether or not you accept them as characters thing, but that's literally irrelevant. I don't know. I guess I don't know. It was really, I bring up lots of things I shouldn't have though, so it's usually just how it goes. But again, that's a literal foreshadowing. Is that how you feel about Natsuki? Yuri nods. But in reality, everyone's always trying their best. Everyone wants to be happy. Mike appears over Yuri's paper, but a surprise, Yuri pulls in closer, partially covering it with her arm. I have to be able to read it to help out, you know. It's okay. My thoughts are a lot more organized now after being able to talk to you about it. Now I'm actually putting it on paper. I realize that I prefer others not to read it. Yuri laughs softly to herself, a rare expression. I'm glad to hear that, actually. Somehow keep finding ways to button to this whole thing. I've done enough damage already. To be fair, that is also true. But it's also been so wonderful about this. I mean, I always thought you were really smart, but that's something where the perfectionist, idealist mindset at work, grindset, right? Again, like that, it's something where she really did kind of start this whole thing, like, to be fair. So again, there's that. I'll always be terrible at these things. You are just so incomprehensible to me. I'll never get the hang of being one. But listening to you so much has really helped me make sense of some things. So just don't call it damage, please. Maka gives you a gentle smile. Can't believe I came to this club looking for fantasy geeks, and all I got was real friends who value me. Damn. She was just straight up like, because Natsuki, we know she fucking came just literally to chill and hang out. She like literally said that from day one. But that's something where Yuri, but again, it was almost arguably the same motive, just again with people like people, right? The fantasy geeks, but also just to chill and hang out, right? Because if not, if she really wanted to get into literature, she'd just read by her own 24/7. But again, she wanted to spend the time with others, presumably like people, right? It is the same situation for Natsuki, right? That's why she got so fucking defensive the first day, right? So again, that's something to where it's like, again, similar motives, similar reasons. Is that a joke? Of course it is. Oh damn, I thought she was legit being serious. Sorry. No, I love it. Please never change, as you wish. Okay, now we're back. Oh, and this is the room fucking the MC was in day one. You're glancing at the clock. We're almost out of time. Will you be able to finish? Before the end of the day, probably. But I don't want to come to the club the same day Natsuki reads it. I'm too shy. I can give it to her instead if you'd like. Yuri nods. As long as you promise not to read it. Of course I promise. Bitch, Lord knows I'd fucking read that. Like, Yuri exhales and the two stand up. I'll message you when it's ready. Monica nods. Good luck. I'm here if you need me. Yuri turns a nod. The two depart. Damn. Wow. That's it. Okay, we got another picture. So that's all the pictures. Damn. Pick up the fucking papers. Pick up your papers. There's that. We already had all the poems. Here's this CG. We still have 3 more. Presumably those come, and then this is again the last background. So we don't have any more of these pictures. I wish we did. Don't know how to get them. No more mail, no new other crap. And again, we just have the last side story left. So presumably, maybe we get like a picture after the side story is complete, after we had completed all of them. But again, honestly, can't wait for this one, right? And again, this is the only one I'm going to be doing tomorrow. This is the one I've been waiting for. And it makes sense coming off of building off of this previous one. That again, it was a fucking what's it called? Coming off of an argument in the previous one that they're gonna build off of that, right, for this one. So definitely glad that they're taking that route, that direction. But yeah, I think I'm done here. I don't have anything else to say. This one was long, partially because I was making it long, but it is what it is, right? We only got one more for tomorrow, so that'll be a nice break. But yep, I don't have anything else. So yep, so that's it for this one. See you in the next one.